Okay, hello, good morning. Thank you for the invitation. I'm Nuria Ferrer. I'm chemistry, science, and environmental teacher in Comte de Rius Institute in Tarragona City. I will try to present the project designing orthopedic and medical devices for using materials. This project was the winner in educational establishment category. Perhaps it's important to note that we have never participated in the European Week before. We saw an opportunity for the students to become aware of the protection of the environment. We would like to thank for the coordination during the European Week at the Waste Agency of Catalonia, l'Agència de Residus de Catalunya. Thank you for your support and the promotion of the activities that we have carried out in our institute. We want to encourage schools and institutes to participate in this experience. Since the inter-educational community is learning, while at the same time we are protecting the environment. Next, we will explain how we developed the project from our institutes, noting that it's not timely activity, but we have designed around it a solidarity project that it's continuous now during this course, creating more facilities and equipment for the population. Okay, a moment. The Comte de Rius Institute is a public center in the city of Tarragona, and it is part of a network of the public centers of the Department of Education of the Generalitat of Catalonia. This year, it will be a 19-year-old scientific creation. At the moment, the Institute offers only post-compulsory education stage. The purpose of the Institute is to provide the students with intellectual and human maturity that will enable them to study for higher education, integration in the workplace, or to create their own company. In the Comte de Rius Institute, the criteria that cover the values of environmental protection, the integration study, the inclusion, adaptation of teaching, co-education, the incentive, environmental protection, waste reduction, recycling in the orange, and reuse material. Educate on the responsibility in the environment, and finally, and no less important, to promote the exercise of the activity citizenship for participation in the community activity. During the European Week, the students, through it's necessary to reinterpret the role of 3S, recycle, reuse, and reduce, we converted to rethink, redo, recreate, reinstall, react, revive, or reinvent. All of them with redoing. This was our logo during the European Week, and it was the motto of the protection of the environment in our institute. The training offer of the Institute's vocational training places emphasis on a lifelong learning, social integration. Sorry, I have problems. You can listen me?
Yes, we can hear you. Perfect.
Sorry. Okay. I say the training offer of the Institute Vocational is trying to place emphasis on a lifelong learning, social integration, environment protection, and the inclusion of disadvantaged people. For this reason, we create a project based learning, okay, at ADP in Catalan. It aims to fulfill 3 objectives of the Institute: learning and service, reuse and preparation for reuse, and recycling promotion. All which are included in a project, and to approach of the students to the service, to work, and for the community. We have joined the various projects that they have been born of the recycling and reuse materials in a common project that is called COCREA, Solidarity for Professional Life. In this slide, you can see different projects, multifunctional experience for alternative fashions, store singles for transport with China. These two sub-projects were the winners of the European Week in the educational modality. But as I have said, they have not been the only ones we have done. From our institute, we are working on the reuse of the computer boxes as opposed to grown plants in our facilities, or another project that I like so much, and we are the resistance. In this project, we are recycling electrical and electronic materials like iron repositors or capacitors to make jewelry that we will sell. All of funds that we are being rejected will be used to fight against the cancer. I will try to present one of these projects, multifunctional experience for Alzheimer patients using screen slide with recycled materials. Students very younger students, formative cycle, basic professional training in electricity and electronic (FPB), and teacher in applied science and healthy health and healthy aging and neurodegenerative disease are treated in our classes. For Alzheimer's patients, depending on the stage in which their disease progress, they tend to more serious affections on the fine motor skills and the recognition of shapes and colors, as well as in creativity. Likewise, faces and names are more easily to forgotten. In some elder people, there is a greater deterioration of the physical capacities, and fewer senile dimensions can appear. That sometimes is associated with the more aggressive attitudes to the frustration towards the frustration or involuntary distraction. All this is explained in class, and the students explain their closest experience. There is no cure for Alzheimer, but we want with our students to improve quality of life of the patients or elder people, creating a multisensory activities with sensory-like screens and chromotherapy-like screens. In this slide, you can see the list of materials that we reused and recycled. We pay only €5 in all projects, only €5. We have designed sensory-like screens with recycled materials, chromotherapy, and screen. All of these materials was a donation from our Educational Institute department. Starting with a PC monitor and 3D printer, generate a prototype like a screen that will become a sensory activity for people of Alzheimer and elderly in a nursing home. Starting with a recycled card box, create a chromotherapy screen, reprogramming the Arduino plate of the damaged Christmas lights that we have repaired. Another sub-project was turn signals for transport with China. The students at the same years, 16 to 18 years old, formative cycle, automatic and automobile mechanics. Mobility is one of the greatest challenges for the recovery of abilities and disabilities. transport wheel trainer or companion chairs are companion wheel trainers where the purpose is for a companion to push the user. It's for elder people. In today's market, there are no models of the position indication for transport wheel trainers. On the other hand, we have to take in account of chair will be used outdoors. Some accessories can be very useful, especially if we can move around the city. I cannot explain the methodology because the creation process belongs to the student. It's not around, belongs to the student. And they want to protect, produce, and instill solidarity in transport for China. The system of position indication and reversing light help users to see them well, which is fundamental. See them well. They include white light for the rear, created with a reversing light from a motorbike, as well as an amber light designed from a direction indication of the motorcycle position light. 6 supports for the wheelchair have been designed and printed using a 3D printer. These supports fall with the chair without taking up space. They also stand out from the wheelchair, so when it is pushed by a carrier, the lights are visible to pedestrians. And results into inclusion, we think that with this project, we have worked at basic competencies. ACT with emphasis on social and civic competence and on a personal initiative and autonomy. Learning and service and STEAM projects, we have considered that the disciplines that are essential to be formed in today's society: science, technology, engineering, art, and math. Pro-social values and activities, the stimulation of the cooperative work, solidarity co-creation, effort, responsibility, and shared commitment. Skills for life, psychosocial abilities, and the ability to participate in social life. And finally, and no less important, to waste reduction, that we think that is very important for organizations. And here you can see the protagonists, the authentic winners of the prize, the students. The really valuable us was the satisfaction of the students and the gratitude that they showed one day when we went to give the screen and websites to the grandparents, to the elder people, and the subsequent communications with them. The prizes at the institute level are very appreciated, but the satisfaction and the emotion of the students are a fact that is marked as an important memory for a lifetime. We want to reduce our environmental footprint, but we will do this through solidarity projects from our institute. Thank you very much. If you have some questions, I will try to debate, but I'm teacher and I have an exam and I have only 3 minutes. Sorry.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Questions related to this project? You can use by raising your hand or the question and answer section. Nuria, you can also check your question and answer section in case there's any question related to your project.
Do you have any questions? No. No questions?
I think so. I don't have anyone. Let me see. Felipe still have the raised hand. I don't know if you want to ask a question. Oh yeah, you've got it one. Yeah. Look at the question and answer section. Yeah.
No.
Yes.
Can you send me a private question?
Yeah, the question is from North Ireland.
No.
On the question and answer section.
No.
No?
No.
Let me send you.
Okay, thank you.
I send you right now using your chat section or using also question and answer. Do you have it?
Yes, I have. Filippo, sorry, but I'm teacher in science and I don't use a 3D printer. I don't know, it's a normal 3D printer. Is a normal 3D printer. I don't know what is the material. I suppose the PVC. Sorry, Mireia said that what material was used in the 3D printer, and the question comes from Kate Patterson. Sorry.
Okay, so if there is no more questions, Maiva, probably the best is to go ahead with the next speaker.
Yeah, I would suggest to do that. And in any case, there's still the chat if you want to keep asking questions. Nuria can reply, I guess, directly by writing the answers.
Okay, thank you very much, Nuria.
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation.